In the chill of a November wind, twisting its way through jagged cliffs of a forgotten Eastern European village, darkness lingered, the kind that could devour souls. Amid the ruins, where stone walls had long since crumbled and rotting beams buckled under the weight of centuries, a secret hid, terrible and pitiless, with a power fierce enough to consume entire families, leaving behind nothing but thin afterimages of madness and dread. The wind tore at ragged curtains, caught on the gnarled branches of dying trees, and the rustle of fallen leaves whispered like the last breaths of those who once dwelled within those walls. Not far from this haunted hollow stood an ancient manor whose windows had become empty eye sockets, swallowing both light and hope. The air itself pressed heavy, thick with a pain and fear time had failed to erase. People avoided these places. Those who did come near felt the cold gnawing not just at their flesh, but clawing its way into their spirits, leaving behind a mark of indescribable terror. Strange noises echoed through the depths of the night, creaks, moans, and whispers ferried by a darkness that reeked of the past. These walls held a story none dared to speak aloud, a history where blood and terror were woven into a single tapestry, threading unbroken into the abyss of an ancient curse. Anyone who set foot on this land sensed something intangible, as if the darkness itself awaited its chance, ready to surge forth and annihilate all that disturbed its slumber. Legend told of a family that had vanished without a trace, spirited away on a cold night in the year 1672, leaving only empty rooms and the caustic stench of rot, a smell that neither time nor prayer could erase. The manor kept the secrets of bloody rites, forgotten vows, and curses that spawned fear and madness in the hearts of all who tried to uncover its shadow-stained mysteries. A shadow lay over the village, and the sky above felt so heavy that it seemed moments from collapsing, threatening to smother what little light and life remained. The winds howled, sharp and piercing, merged with fear's echoes, dissolving into the night and casting moving shadows along the walls, as if life itself had been cursed with some ancient evil still hungry and lurking, waiting for those bold enough to walk into its corridors of gloom, where every hope met its death. That November evening was not just the end of a day, it was the beginning of a tale no one wanted to admit was true, a story impossible to release or forget. In the year 1672, the old manor perched atop the hill, a once proud jewel of the district, fell silent after the mysterious disappearance of its lord overnight. Only the rooms locked tight with magic remained, heavy with a suffocating, cloying scent that no tenant could endure for long. The nearby villagers spoke in hushed tones of fleeting ghostly figures flickering behind broken windows and whispered of a curse, a sinister blood pact made at the stroke of midnight amid a raging storm. This bloody bargain doomed souls to eternal torment, binding them to the estate as unseen prisoners, unable to escape suffering and dark glory. Nights around the manor were filled with wild moans and piercing screams echoing off the ancient stone walls. Each evening breeze cut to the bone, chilling the blood, while hearts melted beneath the weight of countless secrets and forgotten oaths. Hearing tales of ghosts and strange flesh that haunted the half-ruined house, the villagers steered clear, fearful of unveiling the horrors that devoured the family during the darkest hours. The buildings trembled beneath an invisible force, and a sinister stench of rot seeped into every crack, a grim reminder of the unyielding curse reflected in the cold eyes of those who dared peer into history's depths, where the awful prices of betrayal and oblivion were kept. Often, atop the hill amid creaking branches and crushed leaves, a trembling, barely visible silhouette could be seen, the shadow of the long-departed lord, visiting the ashes of his home and the vow made when the sky wept. The wind, whispering the curse of the damned, guarded this place, turning the abandoned manor into a living monument to tragedy and silent agony that neither man nor time could conquer. All who trod the paths leading to the manor returned changed, as if bearing the heavy burden of ghosts and unfulfilled hopes. Sometimes, leaden clouds thickened over the horizon, and in the darkest hour, the sounds of nearby villages fell silent, yielding to a quiet louder than any scream, like the harbinger of irrevocable doom. In this cursed place, blood and fear entwined, and every sunset became a descent into an abyss where the grave neighbored living terror, and the past lived on, refusing to give way to the present. Sinister shadows filled every room, and the heavy, suffocating silence evoked a sense of impending disaster. The villagers already avoided these places, whispering among themselves about the scraping of claws and silent footsteps in the night, as if something, or someone, lurked in the darkness, watching and waiting. The manor's new owners, who had arrived with hopes of a fresh start, quickly sank into a pit of despair. Every step of their restoration efforts turned strange, tools vanished inexplicably, furniture moved on its own, and impenetrable darkness swirled around the windows. An invisible guest seemed to watch their every move, testing their resolve and dissipating their sanity. The children, once lively and vocal, lost health and weight day by day. Their faces grew pale, and their eyes lost their sparkle as if gazing into an abyss with no salvation. By evening, they were heard whispering cryptic words in an incomprehensible tongue, and sometimes they were found so mentally clouded it seemed their souls no longer belonged to this world. Servants disappeared without a trace, and no one could explain their vanishings. Some claim to have seen headless silhouettes wandering the corridors. Rumors of an ancient curse laid upon the land spread with terrifying speed, and more frequently, guests left the manor with faces distorted by fear, recounting horrors they had endured within the house's walls. All this darkness seemed born from that very bloody pact made a century before, now repeatedly summoning back restless souls unable to find peace. The manor became a trap, a place where the laws of the living world were broken, and fear and madness wove together into a seamless tapestry of nightly nightmares. Among the cracks in the walls and the darkness of the attics flickered shadows like doomed souls wandering in search of salvation. The night thickened, echoes of long-past screams entwined with the wind's whispers, and anyone daring to spend hours in the manor remained forever captive to its gloom. The house held horrors that neither time nor prayers could banish, and with every breath, the shadows of the past trembled, ready to consume all living things. The house seemed to breathe like a living creature, every creak of the floorboards echoing the silent wails of trapped souls, while the wind, slipping through shattered windows, carried the stench of decay and extinguished candles. The villagers nearby began to forget their daily lives, drowning in fear and hopelessness that seeped into the very fabric of their existence, conjuring distorted shadows and violent nighttime visions. Soon after the girl's disappearance, residents of the manor began vanishing without a trace, servants disappeared, and the children left behind lost the light in their eyes, their faces growing pale as if life itself was being stripped away. Desperate parents searched for answers in ancient tomes and memorial rites, but no words or rituals could halt the grim curse. Months passed, and the darkness emanating from the manor took root in every village heart. People whispered of strange lights flickering in the night, phenomena beyond the reach of any science. Voices murmuring in Old Church Slavonic filled the mist, hiding in bushes, beckoning attention to things better left unseen. Rumors swirled about bloody rituals once recorded in secret journals, stirring dread and terror in all who heard. Anyone bold enough to enter the manor's garden spoke of an unearthly cold embracing even the hottest days, and of shadows moving involuntarily, as if the very earth sought to repel unwelcome guests. That tempestuous night when the girl was found marked the moment when the curse's power solidified and spread like a sickness, leaving no chance for healing. The estate lost all its former glory, becoming a source of fear and revulsion. Even the bravest began to avoid it, sparing themselves from confronting the abyss hidden behind its cold, dark walls. It was the beginning of the end, the start of a long night that would unfold into a nightmarish legend passed down through generations, a warning that the darkness in this place wielded a force mightier than any living being could hope to resist. The rooms, locked tight with every bolt, held nothing but shadows and faint traces of burnt candles and salt, scattered for protection, a haunting echo of something ancient, something disturbingly alive beneath the cracked stones. The stone walls, thick with mold and moss, seemed to breathe the cold of centuries, carrying forgotten secrets and curses impervious to time. An icy wind sliced through the crumbling corridors, filling the air with the scent of decay and forgotten bitterness. Outside, the village stood frozen in dread and anticipation, knowing that nothing living remained in the estate. It had become a nest of oblivion and darkness, where through the cracks crept only the chill of alien death. Thin fissures in the walls served as portals through which shadows slithered at night, a grim reminder that this house was never a mere dwelling but a repository of endless suffering and hidden horrors. The elders spoke of unheard murmurs of wind among the ruins at night, or of a voice like a cry, so chilling it sent blood curdling through veins. Many believed these sounds came from those whom the estate's curse would not release, their souls forever imprisoned between two worlds, bound by fear and pain that no one could dispel. Time seemed to stand still here, powerless to heal or remedy the abyss that yawns within these walls. Shortly after the Earth's spring awakening, no trace of life remained in the estate. Where majestic buildings once stood, poisonous bushes grew and dark grass swayed, a testament to evil without boundaries or time. People avoided these lands, sensing nature itself had turned away from this mournful threshold, unwilling to touch the ruins steeped in suffering and madness. The estate became the final chord of an ancient curse, a dark whisper from forgotten times spilling through the chasms of centuries upon those bold enough to peer into the depths of its darkness. This story will forever stand as a warning that some secrets are better left untold, and some doors should remain forever closed, because what lies behind may be too terrible to survive. Nights here were haunted by indistinct sounds of footsteps and muffled sighs that slipped through the ruins like invisible ghosts searching for a peace they would never find. The wind swayed the rusty gates, stirring the sense of decay and old wax, while moonlight carved shadows on the walls, recalling long-past tragedies and dreadful secrets. Locals skirted these grounds, fearful of locking eyes with the spectral figures wandering among the abandoned rooms. Urban legends brimmed with tales of cries and whispers echoing through the manor's nights, of a mysterious light defying explanation, drawing in those who sought mysteries and secrets. One of the most sinister beliefs held that the Lord's daughters were trapped in a temporal prison, their spirits doomed to wander aimlessly through the centuries, releasing anguish through cold walls and oppressive silence. According to lore, their ghostly shapes could be glimpsed at broken windows on the darkest moonless nights, reaching toward a light they would never grasp. The manor became a symbol of eternal darkness and oblivion, a place where human pain and curses were woven into stone and timber, and where the shadows of the past erected barriers between the worlds of the living and the dead. Most hauntingly, this story warns that some battles between violent light and ancient darkness are unwinnable, and that some doors are better left locked forever, to prevent awakening what is meant to remain hidden for all time.